To be honest, this is one of those things I got, but I really, really never needed it. Hi moms, welcome to another episode. Today we're going to talk about the newborn must-have. So these are the things that your baby will need during probably, let's say, the first 3 months after they arrive. I realized I had some things that were absolutely unnecessary, but then later on with time, they're very necessary. And then I had some things, there are some things I didn't have, but then now looking back, I wish I had them. That would have made my work so much easier. So I ideally should categorize this in terms of feeding, nursery, nursing the baby, and maybe cleaning, something like that, and travel. But I've opted to do it differently. For me, I spend time either in the kitchen, in the living room, or in the bedroom. So I'll do my categories in terms of the 3 setups. So for the sitting room, it's the things ideally I do need during the day when I'm with my baby in the living room when you're chilling. So remember, my baby right now is 6 months. So some of these things I might mention are not necessary for a newborn, but I'll just try and use the things that are very necessary for a newborn and not for a 6-month-old baby. So I have these 2 boxes. So this, I used to move around with them everywhere because I know everything I need is in here. So the first box, it's a diaper caddy. So this has everything I need when I need to change my baby. From the diapers, we have the wet wipes, and then there's this care kit. Normally this, it's just a care kit with the things that you need for your baby's care: the nail cutter, the scissors, the hairbrush, the comb. So this, maybe when I'm changing my baby's diaper and I realize maybe the toenails are a bit too long and I need to cut, so everything is just by my reach. And then there's all the ointment you need for your baby in case they have nappy rash. So I remember when my baby was a newborn, I had obviously the number one thing that you need. For me, I feel like pseudo cream is like to go to for most moms. So I got this tiny one to try and test it and see if I would need it or not. And I think I used it for probably like a month. And then my baby's she didn't really have diaper rash, but she's never really had diaper rash. So I guess maybe this worked. It just acts as for me, it acted as a coating on the baby's skin. So in case she's very wet and I've forgotten to change the diaper, so this would protect her from, the urine. And then there's Aveeno, the eczema therapy. You never know when your baby will have eczema. You don't know if they will have eczema. So it's just a precaution thing. So I got this for the baby, the lotion, the eczema therapy lotion. And yeah, we are doing well. These are just some other things that I was recommended by the doctor in case she has eczema or some skin irritation or, all those things that happen with babies. Remember, their skin is very sensitive and they're still trying to get the immune system. So it's just things will appear on their skin. And my mom always tells me, let the baby break out. So that's a way of like clearing the newborn skin and getting into the world. I don't like that, but I mean, we just go by that. So this I was gifted by a friend, and I like it because for some weird reason, babies love the rattling sound. So this would calm her when she has the rattling sound. When she started hearing that it would calm her, and plus the colors, so that she would follow the colors and the sound and all that. Also, it's testing if she can hear or see. So I like this. It was very practical for my newborn, and funny thing, it's her favorite. Till today, she loves it. It's just a bit dangerous, but it's working. And then something else I always carry with me. When I was using the monitor, I used to, this other kind of baby cam, I used to walk around with the monitor, but I don't use it anymore because this failed me. Yeah. And my house right now has so many walls, so sometimes it hangs, sometimes so I got another one, but we'll talk about that later. That I've set up in the bedroom. So we'll do the bedroom setup and then I'll get to show you that one. So I think for the diaper caddy, these are the things I need. There's really nothing that I need that's not in here. Really, I didn't go the cotton wool and hot water way. I just went the wet wipes way, and it worked well. So for the wet wipes, when she was a baby, I'd use the wet wipe warmer. So it's in the bedroom. I'll show you that as well. So I'll just empty the wet wipes into the warmer, so then she gets to use warm wet wipes instead of the cold ones, especially for a newborn. You know, their skin is very sensitive. And then now we have this medicine caddy. Any medication I've ever been given or recommended or whatever is in here. But I think for baby, the most important ones, we have the vitamin D, 3 drops. This is recommended from birth to around 4 years. So this is very important. My baby was a winter baby. She was born, she was a baby, an infant during the cold season. So we really didn't have much sunlight. And then we were given this. Sorry, some things here are for a much older baby, as I'd mentioned. Bonisan worked so well for us when she was a baby, when she was a newborn. She wasn't really a colicky baby, but this helped with pooping, you know, such things. Constipation. I really, sometimes you really don't know what it does, but you give the baby and the baby's fine. And yeah, for us, it really worked. So this is it helps with digestion, it helps with diarrhea, constipation, gas, digestive upsets, colic. So this worked miracles for us. So something else that was important for us was this colicam. So this was recommended by so many people. It's a bit pricey, but honestly, I feel like it worked. The baby was calmer after taking this. So I guess it did what it was supposed to do. And then something else that I feel like is important for a newborn baby is the nasosol, or just any other, you know, any other drop that can help, you know, with nose congestion. Because sometimes, you know, newborns, you don't know what to expect. They can have a congested nose. So we didn't get to use it, but I feel like if she ever did, it would have come in handy. Everything else in here is probably not for newborns, but we'll talk about them later when we get to talk about things that are useful for, you know, older babies. Something else for the living room for me is a corner. So there's a corner on my seat where I put the baby there to sleep, maybe when she's taking her quick naps. So instead of taking her all the way to the bedroom, I just put her there, then she catches her quick naps. Or maybe when I'm busy doing things around here and I really don't have time to watch over her or watch over the monitor, I just put her there, she takes her quick nap. And for me, that works. And it's been a very helpful corner. And yeah, so I think we'll move to the kitchen and see about the feeding. So about feeding time. Normally, there's really not much you need, especially if you're breastfeeding. And if you're exclusively breastfeeding, you're always available. I was always available, but for the first few weeks, I had a nurse at night. So there was a lot of pumping and, you know, storage of milk for the night feed. And funny thing is, my baby used to use the bottle very well during the first few weeks. And then for some strange reason, the older she got, she started refusing to use the bottle. But anyway, so for the first few weeks, as I was breast pumping for the night feed with the nurse, I didn't know which bottle would work for her and which wouldn't. So obviously, first things first, I think everyone gets the Tummy Tippy one because it has this colic-free apparatus inside. I don't know how it works, but I've been planning to get deep into how it works. But yeah, whatever it is, it does. I just remember my baby used to feed from it. Maybe because it's just a bottle. It doesn't really care what it is or what it does. Whichever any other bottle I'd have given her, she probably would have still fed. But it's important to have bottles. So I got the Tummy Tippy ones. I got the Avent ones. I was gifted the Lanolin one. So I only use this. I didn't try out the other bottles. But it's important to have bottles. Different bottles, you never know which one they like, or maybe you can get one. If they like it, then you don't really need to get the other bottles. And while you're pumping, you need a breast pump. I was a bit skeptical about getting an electric one, so I went for the manual one, and I went for a cheap manual one so that I can try it out and see how it worked. And the one I got, this one, I've dismantled it, so it's not full. This worked well. It pumped well. Wasn't straining. It wasn't loud or anything. I mean, it's manual, and I didn't see the need of getting an electric one. So something else that I don't have here. Normally, when you're breastfeeding your baby, the other boob will start leaking. So I really, really wanted to get the hookup the Haka pump, but I didn't get it. So that's what it does. It just helps you collect the milk that is pouring while you're feeding on the other side. I think that's very important, because now for me what I used to do, it's either stopping the milk from spilling on the other boob, which I'll show you a trick in the next episode that I'll be doing on breastfeeding must-haves, or sometimes I just used to put a breast pump. I'm sorry, a breast pad, so that it soaks up the milk. But I wish I got the Haka, so then that way I wouldn't be wasting milk, especially for the night feeds. Something else that also worked for me, funny thing, it did back then and now it doesn't work at all, is the pacifier. I got a couple. I got one from the Avent, I got one from the Tommy Tippy, and I got this one. This one was gifted. And the first few weeks she loved the pacifier, and she would use it at night to soothe herself, and she would sleep through it with it. But then the older she got, she just refused. Right now you give her and it's war. Like she absolutely doesn't like it. I don't know, maybe it's because of the feel or the size, or I don't know what it is, or maybe she just really expects something to be coming out of it, and when there's nothing coming out, she gets extremely frustrated. So I just stopped. I really don't see the need of a pacifier, forcing my baby to use a pacifier, and she doesn't really like it. But as a newborn, I don't know. Newborns don't know what they like and what they don't like. Whatever works for them, they will take it. So as a newborn, she loved the pacifier, and it made my work easier. Again, you need to get things that are good for your baby and things that also make your life easier. And while you're at the bottles, you need to be sterilizing them. For me, as a new mom, I was scared. Oh no, I don't want them to be washed with the adult utensils. I don't want them to be put together. I want them to be washed separately with its own separate everything. But I've gotten a separate kitchen, probably I would. So I got the sterilizer. So after every wash, we just sterilize the bottles and any other thing, the pacifier, the whatever, just anything I can throw in there that won't burn. That's very important, because you don't want to expose your child to germs and bacteria, especially when they're new, brand new. So you don't want to expose them to things that the bodies are not able to cope with. So this is not important for a newborn. I just have it for now. It's a food processor that I use it right now. We'll talk about this later. So something else that was very useful for me while I was pumping my milk was, for milk storage, was this warmer. So it just you put your bottle in here, turn it on, and it warms the milk. So that made my life very easy, because you don't want to be warming your babies. The reason why you don't want to be warming your baby's food or milk in the microwave is, the microwave just warms the surface. And then, or maybe no, either it just warms the outside and then the inside is still cold, or maybe it will overwarm the inside and the outside is still cold. So you're feeding your baby, you're thinking, oh, this is good temperature, and they're burning when they get to either the bottom or the middle part of the food. So this evenly warms, and it's just water. So there's no risk to this one. It works very well. It's portable. I go with it everywhere I'm going. If I'm in the living room, I go with it, warm the baby's milk back then. So for now, I use it to warm the baby's food, porridge, wherever, and it works perfectly well. So the other alternative to the food warmer was this. So sometimes if I don't want to put the milk in say maybe I pump at 6 and the nurse is coming in at 7, so there's really no need to put the milk in the fridge. So I'll just put it in this thing that came with I think it came with the sterilizer. It has this padding inside to keep the food warm. So I'll just put the milk in here instead of putting it in the fridge and then having to warm it. So this was for quick feeds. And this worked well for me back then. It's working super well for me right now. When I'm going wherever, leaving the house, I put the baby's porridge or food in here, and we're good to go. I just carry it and we go. For the kitchen, pretty much, for the feeding, pretty much, that's it. We'll talk deeply about the breastfeeding and must-haves and, things to look out for when you're breastfeeding, things to help your breastfeeding easier, and we'll tackle that as a whole episode. So let's go to nursing. So after feeding, your baby obviously has to poop, and I feel like having a nice changing corner will be very helpful, especially the first few months, because you're not healed and your back is not, you're not supposed to be doing the heavy things like lifting, So to be honest, this is one of those things I got but I really, really never needed it. Even now looking back, I just wonder why I got it. Because, I rarely changed my baby here. So I'd either change her on the bed or on the seat. So like this was not even helpful. And then it comes with this. So when you lift it, there's a small tub for the baby down there. You can wash your baby there. I did that for a few weeks or maybe a month or so. But my back used to hurt every time I'd wash the baby here because, maybe it's my height, so I had to bend. And I stopped using this. So I started washing her in my bathroom, which has been well for me so far. And then the only thing I liked about this changing station, first I didn't want something bulky and too much going on. I just wanted something very light. It's foldable. I can move around with it if I wanted to. So I liked the compartment. So I'd put everything here, the shower gel, the baby's oils and lotion and earbuds and everything I just quickly need after washing her. So everything was nearby and I'd reach it quickly. And then I also liked this small thingy down here for storage. And yeah, it's very helpful. So I'd put the diapers that I don't need or the diapers that just extra diapers down there. And the baby's wet wipe warmer is down there as well. So when I'm changing, I'd still have to grab this and, put it on the bed and then change from there. So really, this is one of the things that I didn't need, but I got it anyway. So something else that we didn't know how important it was until we got it, and I remember we didn't laugh about it, was this diaper bin. It's very, very important. So you know how stinky the baby's diapers can be. So it comes with a cassette, and then it ties every diaper. So then that doesn't allow the room to stink. But what we realized is you have to buy the cassettes. There are 3 of them, and I think 3 of them are maybe like around 1,000 bob. I'm not quite sure. Or maybe 3,000, somewhere around there. So we realized how wasteful that was. Like, you have to buy each cassette. And it was really very wasteful. So we figured out a way of, utilizing the bin bags we had. So you can just insert your normal bin bag, and after every you use just the normal bin bags you have, and it works as good as the bin bag that comes with the cassette. So you don't need to be refilling the cassettes. They're very expensive one, and it's also good for the environment if you reuse a cassette instead of throwing it away after every use. So for the bin, it's very important, and it's just that little bit of refilling that I felt like was, a bit of a rip-off, but we figured it out. So I'll show you my bedside and the things I use during nighttime with the baby. So for my bedside, which is my favorite, because 1, I spend quite a lot of time here. 2, when I'm here, I just like when my work is pretty easy. So for the first thing and the most important thing is you need a good co-sleeper. We opted for this particular co-sleeper because I remember when I said I was like, I'm getting that one. First, it looks good. Second, it's very functional. I've never had any issue with this co-sleeper ever since I got it. Until now, she still sleeps in it. It's very functional. It's light. Sometimes I didn't get the Moses basket or the bassinets or whatever. So sometimes I move around with this one. When we're working in the living room, I'd move around with it where the baby's still sleeping. It has wheels, so that's nice. It makes moving with it around easy. It comes with a net over it, and that maybe when you feel like there are mosquitoes or your baby sleeping, maybe you don't use a mosquito net and you feel like your baby needs to be covered, you can use that. For us, because we have a mosquito net around the bed, so she sleeps inside the mosquito net, so we really didn't see the need to have it installed yet, but it's just somewhere down here. And then the bed is very functional. It's light, it's easy to move around with, it's adjustable, it's comfortable. The mattress is comfortable, the mattress that came with it. I got this from a Denso shop. So in case you want to get a similar one, you can go get it from there. And I don't regret buying this. I think I'll still buy it for another baby. And yeah, or maybe hopefully this will still be functional and I can use it for a really long time. Something else about nursing for me that works well is the nursing pillow. So I usually just have it here. I remember when my baby was newborn, so I just have it very close to me. because most of the time I wouldn't even really need it or use it. I'll just pick whatever pillow that's around me. But this, I loved it because it's very comfortable. I remember I'd walk around like this. So it's very comfortable. It's functional. And for my height, I feel like it worked well. So I'd just place the baby here and breastfeed. And while I'm seated on the bed, it was very comfortable. So this, what I use it for right now is when she started sitting, so I'd put her here to sit. And right now we just use it as a PlayStation, or she just, maybe when she's sitting playing with her things, sometimes she likes throwing herself back. So she sits in this and does everything, whatever she wants. And it's nice, it's comfy, it's durable, it's easy to clean. It has a storage area here in case you need to store some things. I don't know what really I'd ever use this for, but yeah, it's nice and it's easy to open and close. And I like black as well, so this for me was perfect. And then by the bedside, other than the usual diaper caddy, I move around with this. So when I wake up in the morning, I take it to the living room, and then when I come back in the evening, I bring it here with me. But I was thinking maybe I need to get another one, but for the longest time, I've never really needed to. So I just move around with this because I know everything is in here, so I don't need two of each. So this, I move around with it. I showed you everything that's in here. And then, so after our baby's first vaccine, we decided we'll just keep this with us. So this is the gun thermometer. We use it, we just keep it by the bedside. You never know. Sometimes, very rarely though, but maybe she could have a fever at night and you need to monitor that. So this is very helpful. But our doctor advised that we use the other one, the under the armpit one, because this sometimes fluctuates a lot. So the other one is a bit more accurate compared to this, but I like making my work easier, so I just use this. If at first it tells me 38, then I'm going with 38. I don't have time for, waiting and all that. So I spoke about the monitors I have. So I had this first, and the reason why I didn't like it, it's because there's so many walls between here and wherever I am. There's so many walls between my bed and the kitchen, or my bed and the living room. So sometimes I would lose connection, because this is not set on internet or anything. So you're supposed to be close by with your monitor. So sometimes when I'm a bit far, then I lose connection. And yeah, I just used it once and I didn't like it. So I got this other one. Maybe we'll do a review of the monitors later. So I got this and it's perfect. I can view the monitor wherever I am, on my phone, whether I'm out of the house, if you're going to work, wherever at least you can view. And it's for me, this is, I like this one. And it also has the panoramic, viewing thing, so you can move your phone and see the wide view. And yeah, so I've been using this for the longest time, and I have nothing really to complain about this. So it just uses, as long as you have internet connection, you're good to go. Something else is the first few days you don't want to be turning on your lights when you're feeding. Nowadays, I really don't have an issue feeding the baby at night. We feed in the dark, or really, we have no issue feeding the baby at night. But as a new mom, the first few months, I used to turn on the lights when we need to feed the baby at night. And then I realized that just makes the baby, again, fussy. Maybe she was sleeping and then now she'll have to wake up fully. So it's nice to get a little warm light, so you can turn that on at night when you're waking up. Nowadays, I do everything in the dark. I really have no problem. So I got this little light here. It's powered by, you have to connect it to the socket, and it works perfectly for me. I had no issue with it. We've had it since our baby was born. Sometimes when I remember to use it, I use it, but rarely do I need to. So that's very important, to get warm light, or you can even get a nice bedside lamp, anything that's really nice and warm, and it's not bright when you turn it on. You don't want to wake your baby up. I think I've covered pretty much everything I need to. Oh, before I forget, so something else, you need a good travel system. So I wasn't really quite sure if I wanted a stroller the first few months. Honestly, I wasn't going to get a stroller. until I got one. So finally, my husband just brought one. And when he did, I realized how important the stroller was. I used to think, how many times am I leaving the house? How many times am I going to the restaurant or whatever? So I really don't need a stroller. But I realized I needed one for in-house moving, like just moving around with the baby. You don't need to carry the baby 24/7. So when I'm maybe in the kitchen preparing whatever it is I'm preparing, maybe my food, the baby is right there in the stroller. When I'm moving to the living room or I'm working or whatever it is I'm doing, the baby just is right by my side in the stroller, and she loves it, and she doesn't fuss around when she's on the stroller. We move around comfortably. It's not bulky. It's light. It's easy to maneuver around with it. Sharp corners, So I'm glad I did get it, but I wish I got it earlier. So then that would have, I think, made my life pretty much easier the first few months. But now I know. And then something else that's very important, you need a car seat. I'll link the link to the previous episode where I did a car seat installation. So you need a good car seat. So I talked about some of the things you need to look out for when you're getting a car seat. I hope it was helpful. And if you get to watch it, please let me know some of the things I left out. And then maybe you can engage other moms and see the different car seats they use and what they prefer to those car seats, and we get to compare the different car seats. Something else I got later, but I wish I got earlier, was the baby wrap. So it's just a cloth you wrap around. It looks like it's a bit intimidating, like trying to wrap it around. But once you get your way around it, it's very useful and very easy, and it's not heavy. You don't feel like your baby is pulling you down. And I wish I got that earlier. I got it a bit later when my baby was big, and now she's just so heavy for the Toto wrap, so now I had to use a carrier. But for newborns, I think the Toto wrap is just perfect. You fit the baby in, cover it, and you move around the house and do your things. You can even go out for walks. You don't even feel like you're carrying anything, honestly. And that's the one thing I really, really like about the Toto wrap. And it's good to get one with a very heavy fabric. Just for peace of mind, you don't want to be thinking, oh my gosh, my baby will fall or it will tear. And then just something that's durable and something that's heavy. You feel like, you're for the peace of mind, And I don't know if the carrier would have been proper for my newborn, but I feel like the carrier is better for an older baby, not for a newborn. But let me know, maybe there are other carriers for newborn. I saw there's a vest that's a wrap as well. So it's just a vest, and then it has like a kangaroo pocket, and then you put your baby inside, and you can move around with the baby. That's also something I'll probably get with my next baby. For the travel system, I think there's nothing. Hopefully there's nothing I've forgotten. Please let me know if there's anything that I've forgotten to mention that's very important for a newborn. I think I've only talked about the things I have, and some things that I wish I got earlier. Is there anything I wish I did get? Sometimes I wish I had a bassinet, because it's smaller, and I don't know, I just wish I had a bassinet and I didn't have to move my bed to the living room and then move the baby's bed back here. Maybe for the next baby, I'll probably get a bassinet. And also the rocker. I have one that's manual. Maybe, I wasn't sure if I wanted to spend money getting an electric one, but I feel like probably I would get an electric rocker for the other baby. But I think it's useful. Oh, something else I forgot. So initially we were very skeptical about swaddling the baby. I thought it's like your baby's in prison, your baby needs to be free. But once I did it, she slept so well through the night. And I was like, I should have done this earlier, So the videos I used to watch and people swaddling the babies, and I'd be like, no, I don't think I'm going to do that. But after I did it and it worked, they sleep better. Again, the baby, maybe when their hands are all over the place, they wake themselves up. So I just used a normal shawl for swaddling the baby. But you can get a lighter one. I think this one I saw at Elephant in the Box. You can get the light ones for swaddling your baby. You can just get a swaddle. I don't know, honestly, in this country where you can get one, but I know you can always import one. You can import a swaddle, That's also something very useful, and next time I'm definitely going to get it for the baby. And we were talking about toys, really, for an infant, just maybe just a rattle, something that produces some sound. I don't think it's important or necessary that you get your baby toys. And then something else for obviously, for clothing, for covering a baby's shoulders and all that. Those are important things that you need to have with you. I can't mention every single thing. Pretty much that's it. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like, and please comment and let me know things that I've forgotten to mention and things that you think are absolutely unnecessary or alternatives to the things I've mentioned, so we can, discuss and learn along the way. Thank you for watching. Please, stay tuned for the next episode.